let's talk about how to actually push yourself. So I just finished my run up this mountain here, and I ran up another mountain yesterday, and it was pretty hard, and my legs were pretty dead today. But somehow I was able to do this, and the only reason why I was able to do this was because I set a goal in my mind of making it up the hill, right? So I had experienced about halfway up the hill enough pain in my legs and exhaustion that had I not had the goal and committed to that goal, I would have stopped, right? And so the reason why I'm telling you this is pretty simple. It's because the reason why you're not able to reach your limits, or reach, not even your limits, but to reach even close to your limits, to actually accomplish what you intend to do, is because you're not setting a predefined goal. If you don't know what your objective is or what you're trying to accomplish, you're gonna stop short, because the pain, the boredom, the tedium will get to you before you actually get far enough along that path, right? So for example, if you've ever tried to train for a marathon, if you don't have a training plan, if you don't have a program that you're training, if you don't know how many miles you're gonna run, you're probably never ever going to make it to a 20-mile run. Now there's some people that, just love running and end up making it that far. But for most people, if they don't set out with a goal in mind of actually doing that 20-mile run, they might, casually run 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 miles, maybe even 15 miles, but you're probably not going to push yourself to the point of running 20, because that's beyond the comfort zone. It's beyond what you usually would think is possible. Now, if you're an experienced runner, sure, you could do that, but probably if you're an experienced runner, you've probably set out the goal of how far you're going to run at any given time. You're probably not just going to run until you're tired, okay? So the point of this is that, look, whatever you're doing, all right, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life, you've got to have a task. You've got to have a goal set out of what you're going to do, right? So if I'm going to record YouTube videos, right, let's say, even, again, this is a great example, because here I am recording these daily YouTube videos, right? And some people have said, well, John, sometimes you don't feel like recording a video. Maybe you should just record videos when you're inspired to record a video. Well, that would be interesting, except that if I did that, I would never do it. I would never make any progress. But by requiring myself, by setting the objective, the goal of recording a daily video, even if I don't record a video every day, I know that a new video needs to come out every day. And so by having that objective in mind, it makes sure that I will do it. And yeah, some days the videos that I record are not going to be as inspired, and I'm not going to be as motivated, and they're not going to be as good. But some days they will. But what I'm doing by having that goal is I'm ensuring that continuity, right? So the problem that you probably face is that when you sit down at your desk to try to do work, you don't have an objective. You don't have that specific goal in mind. And so what do you end up doing? You end up watching YouTube videos. You end up checking your email 100 times, checking social media, reading Reddit, all kinds of distractions from the actual thing that you'd like to do, because you haven't set a true objective of the thing. So let's put it this way, all right? Let's say that you want to write a book, okay? If you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to start writing on my book, you'll probably write a little bit, and you might even do that a couple days in a row, but eventually you're going to get bored of it, you get tired of it, and you're not going to keep on going forward with it. But if you set an objective and you say, I'm going to write 2,000 words a day, all right, and you just sit down and you write those 2,000 words, you're going to make consistent progress, and you're going to eventually achieve that goal. Or if you say, I'm going to write 1 chapter a day, or whatever it is, or I'm going to write for 2 hours a day, you just have to have some kind of objective that you're going after if you want to actually have success. And you can test this in life, right? So a lot of guys that I coach, they want to do a couple things. They want to become financially free, right? They want to build a business, all right? They want to maybe invest in some real estate. They want to get in shape, right? Maybe they want to get 6-pack abs, or maybe they want to get a girl, right? They want to get a girlfriend. They want to become good with women. Well, again, all of those things, in order to accomplish them, you're going to need to have some kind of a goal. And I can tell you about my goal setting process if you're interested in that. It's called the GAP process. I've talked about it quite a few times. It's goal aspiration process. But I've got a program where I teach financial freedom, where we use that GAP process. And we'll be talking about that in the Bulldog Mindset membership as well. But if you're interested in that, DM me on Instagram and we'll talk about that. Use the word freedom so that my team that answers the DMs knows that that's what you're interested in. But anyway, my point is that I have a process that helps you to set goals, and it's important that you have some kind of thing in place, right? Because if we break down each one of those things, right? Let's take, you want to build a business. Well, you're going to need to have some kind of goals around the things that you need to do in that business, right? You can't just say, oh, I'm going to start a business. Well, first of all, you got to define what is the business that you're going to start. Then you got to define how you're going to do it, right? Most of the businesses that I help people create are content-based businesses, right? Personal brands like mine, or some kind of content-based business where you're solving some solution for someone and you're creating content. If that's the case, you're going to need to have a schedule. Just like I said, I'm doing daily videos on this channel. I have a schedule. I know, in fact, the whole life of this channel, there's been some kind of schedule, aside from one small period of time last year where I took a break to sort of regroup. But other than that, I've had a schedule, right? If you're going to buy a piece of real estate, right, a rental property, you're going to need to have some kind of an objective, right? What is the target? What is the price range? You know, what is the criteria that you have for that? And what are you going to do every day in order to move towards that goal? If you're going to get six-pack abs, right, you're going to need to have some kind of a diet and workout program. You're not just going to wing it and be like, I'll just try to eat healthy, right? That's not going to work. You've tried that before, right? Getting a girl, again, same thing, right? What are you going to have to do? Well, you're going to have some kind of way that you're doing this. If you're going to do this through online dating apps where you're going to, swipe so many times, improve your profile, get pictures created, or you're going to go out in person and learn some cold approach, in which case you're going to need to go out a certain number of days per week, and you're going to need to have a certain quota of number of girls that you're going to talk to, right? You're going to have to create some kind of an objective if you're going to be successful. Success doesn't just happen by chance, and it doesn't just happen because you want it to, right? So you really are going to limit yourself if you don't do that. So like I said, again, with this whole thing, I ran every race that I've ever done, every major accomplishment I've made in running, really in life, has come because I set some kind of objective first, and then I went after that objective, right? So if you want some help doing that, like I said, you can hit me up on Instagram, or if you want to join the Bulldog Mindset membership, I've got a link down below where you can check that out. I'm going to be rebooting that here in the next year, so you can still get in at the lower price right now, but I'll see you tomorrow.